seller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological black on firm, but we ain't all black.
Why you eating? What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter. Who's this over here? Who is that with a mouthful of food? What you thought, April Sampe? What you thought?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're over there greedy as shit. What's happening, girl? Oh, look, is she gonna get up off the thing? Okay, there she is, and she's back. April.
Hi, everybody.
Your mic doesn't sound nice. Check one.
Still?
Yes, it. I mean, we can thug through it, but it don't sound the greatest.
Really?
It does not at all. Nope. What's up, everybody? It's Constance Carter and it's April Sampe, and we're gonna talk to you about some things. What's going on? Who's not dating? What'd she say? I only hear this stuff on the internet. We're gonna talk about it in a minute, but before we do, I do want to talk about that because I didn't know that was true, but this is really interesting. So I definitely want to talk about it. But before we do that, I want you guys to know that this is a dialogue and this is a dialogue and not a monologue. So we want you to talk back to us and talk black to us. The way this works effectively, and I hear some background I hear some static on your whole computer. Maybe you can reboot. Yeah. You didn't reboot. You just went
everybody. I'll see y'all in just a moment.
She'll be right back. She'll be right back after these messages. But this is a dialogue and not a monologue. And what I mean is I want you to talk black to us and talk back to us. So in the comments, put in there, get out of here, April. Reboot. Bye. But we want to talk to you. Oh, no. Put in the comments where you're watching from, because I like to know where we got people watching from. And because this is live, this is why I go live, because I love the interaction and the engagement. So where are you watching from? I took the whole month of December just about off. And so where y'all at? Anybody here? Is this thing on? So I want to make sure that we are you're talking back to me. So where are you watching from? Because I know we have people to watch from all over the world. I see you, Kundro. What's up? Out in the Bay Area, California. The other thing is, if you have a Black-owned business or you know of a Black-owned business, I need for you to put it in the comments. Not only put it in the comments, because I don't just want to know that if you have a Black-owned business because you got a Black-owned business. We want to patronize you. There was an article in Forbes that said in the year 2017, Black median wealth was going to be a 0. And so I want to make sure that we are supporting our own, because the only way that we are not going to be a 0 is if we have businesses, that we own real estate, that we diversify our portfolio. But we have to be intentional about doing business with each other. So put your Black-owned business, if you know one, in the comments, and put where where they're located and how they can get in contact with them, because I want to make sure that we patronize you. Okay. Also, and for businesses, I do want to let you know that I am doing another Bring Your Idea to Life training coming up at the end of this month. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I really want to make an impact for more Black-owned businesses in 2026. Now, everybody is welcome. I'm not discriminating against anybody, but y'all know I'm unapologetically Black, and you are my target. And you guys are the ones that I really want to help, because we are the most underserved. We are the ones who don't have enough resources. We don't have enough funding. We don't really have an idea of how to really start businesses. And you got to think about it. 75% of small businesses close within the first couple of years. And the statistics are even higher for that. I built several businesses. I built the largest Black-owned business in California, the largest Black-owned business in California. We just happen to be located in Northern California. And what I know to be true is business across the board. But the reason why a lot of businesses don't last is because they don't understand how to do business. They don't understand the marketing, the branding, the strategies. And I've took training like for years. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in my personal and professional development. And so I had to know how to become an effective leader. You know, people are not going to follow unless you know how to lead them. And so in order for me to be able to properly lead, I need to know how to be a leader. I'm a servant leader. And so you got to inspire people to want to work for you and want to be productive. That is important. You have to know what brand means. Like, for example, if your logo is not your brand, Your logo is just a piece of the brand. And so if your logo is just like a butterfly, like what does that really mean? So I teach you how to really brand yourself, how to market yourself, how to sell, how to articulate your unique value proposition. What does your business do? How does it resonate with people, and how can you sell it? Okay. So I'm doing that on January 31st through February the 1st. If you do not have your tickets. So listen, this is a small group. I'm not going to have a whole lot of people in this group. So this is a 2-day boot camp where we roll down our sleeves, where we roll up our sleeves and we get down and dirty, because I want to help just 10 businesses to be able to come together and really grow their businesses. If you have an idea, we're going to idea into action. And if you already have a business, we're going to help you scale your business. So this is not just for the people who have the idea, it's for people who actually have businesses, but they want to grow and scale their businesses. Me, real estate, I own a cannabis dispensary, I have best-selling books, I coach, I teach, I train, and basically all the money that I put inside myself, everything I do, I try to teach to other people. So if you want to be a part of this, I am working with 10 business owners at the end of this month for an intensive boot camp. Go to Bring Your Idea. I'm looking for the link. Bring Your Idea, the number 2life.com.
Can I be one of the business owners that you work with?
Well, April, so you're fortunate enough to be a part of the Net 7 Collective. So these are the strategies that I teach inside the Net 7 Collective, right?
Oh, honey.
And you guys already know this stuff. But this is for people who are not in the Net 7 Collective. This is for everybody else.
Everybody.
So this is for those people. And so, but you could come in, you could drop in and tell people about your business and all that good stuff and everything that you're doing out in the world. Also for
can I tell everybody about Net 7?
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you all the importance of joining Net 7, because it is magically delicious, blessed, and highly flavored. But that's just from my perspective. What do I know? Absolutely everything, honey. Listen, for the ladies who need to join, and I'll say this, I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to say it this way. Sometimes you just need a new circle, right? Because I'm going to put my friends out there. I have some friends, some, not all, honey, because yeah, this one is not one of them. But I do have some friends that don't want to graduate from working for someone else. Mm-hmm. And they just want to just sit in their own filth.
Shit. Oh. That's a little bit better than shit.
You know, but some of you are in that same environment, but you want friends that aren't just sitting in their own shit. And you want friends that are actually saying, you know what, I want to start my own business. I want to grow. I want to learn from someone else, right? I don't want to have to be the smartest one in the room. Let me tell you that this is the place where, honey, 9 times out of 10, you are not the smartest one in the room, and you are learning from everyone in the room. Everyone has something to contribute. We have electricians in the room. Let me make it very clear, all women, okay? We have electricians, rocket scientists, we have plumbers. I mean, we have everything. We have doctors, entertainers, honey. We have everything you need. If you have diabetes, okay, we have someone who will help you not have diabetes. I'm telling you all of the things, and everyone is a subject matter expert. In addition to that, we have, wait for it, the Constance Carter, who is directing all the traffic. Let me tell you why she's great at what she does. Constance, earmuffs. Constance, 173 years ago, used to work in tech, where she would help people to like fix their computer and learn how to do things as it relates to their computer. And she has this thing. It's very amazing that she has this. It's called patience. I don't have the level of patience that this woman has. It is magical, people. We will be on a call where I'm like, if these people don't figure this shit out, and Constance is like, okay, no, let's start over. I'm like, what? When I tell you, what do you say in biblical terms? She has the patience of Job. Is Job the one who has patience?
Yes.
Daniel? No, not Daniel. Job, I said. So I say all that to say, She has the patience of Job. And if I'm wrong in the person that I'm quoting, then my apologies. But
But I
yes,
do.
join Net 7. It's awesome.
I think the secret sauce too about Net Seven Collective is that is the women. You know, a lot of the women who are inside the group, they are the big fish in a small bowl. They are the smartest people in the room, and so you finally are in a place and a space where you can actually be smart. I was actually having a conversation about this with my son the other night. Me and my son stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning, just talking before he went back to school, and I said, would you rather be the biggest fish, the big fish in a small bowl, or the small fish in a big bowl? He said, the small fish in a big bowl, because then you have room to grow. If you're the big fish in a small bowl, you're at the top and you're not around people who are going to challenge you. You
Right.
know, T. Harv Eker said the four most dangerous words in the English language are, I already know that. How can you grow if you already know? And so and here's the thing, I don't know everything. And you know what makes it easier for me to be the coach of the group? Because I'll tell you what my genius is. I know how to create a space of people, a sacred space where people feel comfortable to bring their abilities, their skills, their vulnerability. They feel safe. But I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I also recognize that. I know, listen, I know real estate like nobody's business, y'all. You
Oh,
can't
God.
tell me shit about real estate. You can't tell me nothing about real estate. But I don't know how to be a CPA. I don't know how to be a financial advisor. I don't know all those things. And so it takes the pressure off of me. You know, when we're trying to introduce different concepts to the different women or whatever, I don't have to know everything because I have other women. I'm not a doctor. We got Dr. Jones for that. I don't
Honey,
know
and
nothing.
she is everything.
Yes. So it's really great. I'm not an educator. We have several educators inside our group. We have judges, girl. We got lawyers. I mean, it's just everything. And so if you want to elevate your circle, this is where you want to be. And guess what, April? Tonight we are having a kickoff meeting and everybody can come for absolutely free. They
Great.
can, yeah, they can join us. And this is and we also have Net 7 Nation, but this is for Net 7 Nation, Net 7 Collective. So you get to come and just get a glimpse. So if you're interested, I'm looking for the link right now. If you want to come and just get a glimpse of what it is that we do and come in here for absolutely free.
Don't they say it at church?
Ooh,
Ladies and gentlemen, the doors are open.
we got 105 ladies that have already signed up to come to join our meeting tonight, girl.
The doors of the church home.
The doors of the church is open.
We are accepting you as you are on this day.
Shut up. If you're a Black woman or you know a Black woman, tell them to tap in. We'd love to have you. But April,
Yes, my
I want
darling.
to get to the subject at hand. Okay.
Oh,
So I was talking to a guy, and so I want to ask you guys in the audience, for those of you in the audience, and hold on real quick. If you guys want to join the Net 7 Collective meeting tonight, register on this link right here. But April, so I want to ask people in the audience, have you noticed there's been a change or a transition in the dating activity? Has anybody noticed that there's been a change? Because what I know for me is I'm not outside really dating, and April has always encouraged me. Okay, so first of all, if you're new here, if you don't know anything about me, I was married for 132 years.
give or
So
take.
give or take. I know I look young, but I was with my ex since I was 15, and we were together for 30 years. And so I never dated. So I have this sort of arrested development on dating and relationships because it kind of stopped at 16 or 15 when I met this one person and I just knew him for 30 years. And so when I came out there and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to see what's going on, I didn't have a concept of anything in terms of like men or how they operated, how they function. And so April was like, date everybody. And I'm like, that sounds exhausting. And then April has this thing. She said, this is what you do. You go up to them. Go ahead, April. Tell them what you told me to do.
You say, hi, what are you doing tonight? How about me?
And I absolutely never would go up to a man and say, what are you doing tonight? How about me? In fact, I'm still learning how to make eye contact with men.
Oh, show everyone how you make eye contact.
Okay, you ready? Okay, you ready? Okay. Linda Clemens said you do this. She said, you see somebody. No. You see somebody. And then you look away. And then you look back again. And then you look down. And you go. And you look again. Is that how you do it, April?
No. That's all I got. Is absolutely no. It's not even a thing. That's where the problem lies, Constance.
Okay, I want you to show us how it's done because
I can't show you because everybody has the. Oh, did we lose you? Or
no, show me how it's done. You go.
I can't do it because I, number one, need a person to look at. So if my husband were to walk down here,
look at me. Look at the camera. Do it. Show me how to do it.
No. I just did it. Hear me. It's not a thing. That's where the problem is. If you're saying this is the way that it's done every time you walk up to a guy or every time you see someone you're interested in, you go. It's going to be an absolutely not. Like,
creepy.
It always looks creepy because that's not how it's supposed to be. It's like everybody gets their own individual eye. Everyone gets their own individual look. I don't want some man giving me the same look that he's giving somebody else. I mean,
Let me tell you. So I used to travel with my two good girlfriends back in the day, and so we were all married to people for a very long time. And then Sheila, she had gotten a divorce. And so me and my other friend T, we were married, so we weren't really interested, but we would go places and she would just like, guys would drool over her. And she was like, there's a secret to this. There's a method to the madness. And she said, you got to look at a man for 3 seconds. You got to look at a man and then look down or look away and then look again. That's what she said. Cause we would be somewhere and the men would just like stop. And she was like, that's a method. And so I never really thought about it, never really implemented it because I was married and that wasn't anything that I was interested in doing. But now I feel like if I look at you for 3 seconds, then I feel like a creep.
No, because here's the thing. If you're going to look at someone and count 1, 2, 3, then yes, that does make you look like a creep. Whereas if you look at a person for just the amount of time that they need you to look at them, and you will feel it. You know what I mean? So that's just how it works. When you see somebody across the room, even to this day, this is because I use it when it comes to real estate. Haha. Anybody need a house? Call me. Giggity. I 100% do. Mm-hmm. A woman, man, it works on everyone. You know what I mean? Eye contact is something that it's a lost art. When you really think about it, if somebody grabs your eye, you're like, oh shit, like that person is looking at me. How are they looking at me? And if you're looking at them, your eyes can have a whole conversation with someone, as long as you don't break eye contact. So no, it doesn't even have to be a sexual thing or a romantic thing. Eye contact is something that if people knew how to properly make eye contact, they can get damn near anything they want.
I just don't look at people. So the type of real estate agent that I have always been is I've always been a secret agent as well. Mm-hmm. So I have not been, I'm not. So I'll be on. April and I talk on FaceTime.
Nothing like secret about me.
See, I have my Catalyst shirt on. Boom, boom.
Damn, real estate.
But I'll be on FaceTime with April, and April, we'll be in the middle of a conversation, and she'll be like, "Hi, my name is April. Congratulations, I'm your new realtor." And I'm like, "Oh my God, she's so good. She's so good." So you do know how to do that. I'm me, my own business. I don't want to talk with nobody. I don't want to look at nobody. Head down. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm an introvert. You're an extrovert. So it's like
no, you're not. That's the funny part. I'm not. No, it's okay. It's okay. We don't have.
No. Because when we are out, this chick right here talks to everybody, and I'd be like, "Will you shut the hell up, please? Please stop talking. Please stop talking to everybody in the room. I'd like to have a quiet night tonight." So I know you said that you're not, but you really are.
It's more, and here's the funny part, and I've recently learned this. It is a defense mechanism. When it comes to, like, I can't stand awkward silence. And it's like if I just see a person, if a person looks at me and they are just like, I'm gonna be like, hey, how you doing?
No, she goes in the room and she talks to everybody. Now, I do speak when I like if I'm going in the room, if I'm going, hey everybody, boom. April's like, her presence is known. I'm gonna say, hey everybody, and then I'm gonna side line to the corner somewhere and I'm gonna sit my ass down. She gonna make her way around the room. Everybody gonna know she's there, and I'm going to sit in the corner and just shut my ass up.
So here's a class that I did start teaching, and I might have to go back to teaching it. And that is, in fact, become the mayor of wherever you are. And one thing that if you ask everybody, so one thing, you guys, I know you think that Constance and I have known each other for the last 50 years, and it's not true. So Constance did not know me when I lived in the DMV. Everyone who knows me from the DMV knows that I would go into a party, walk around the whole room, make sure everyone knew that I was there, and leave. Because I am an antisocial social butterfly. I don't want to be any place for too long. When it comes to my shows, after my shows, I'll walk the room and I'll leave, or I'll go in my happy place, which is typically the green room or my car.
The person who introduced me to you, he told me, he's seen you somewhere at an event or something like that. And he was standing next to a guy, and you went up to that guy and said, wow, you're a tall drink of water.
And I said, no, I'm not a tall drink of water.
No, you said that. You told this man that.
No, everybody would always say to me, I'm a tall drink of water. And I would say, absolutely not. I'm a glass of champagne, honey.
No, I think you told him. He said you went up to the man.
No, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. I probably walked up to the guy and asked him if he wanted to take me out, if he was cute.
Maybe it was that. But you went up to the man and you spoke.
That would be very accurate. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't shoot my shot at men. That's just something that I just won't do. I have fear of rejection, April.
Oh.
I'm so scared. Go up to somebody
How does that make you feel?
Huh?
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel afraid. If I go up to, and I've never done this before, so I don't know, but if I go up to a man and I say, hi, can I have your number? And they're like, I'm married. I'd feel, oh my God, mortified. Or if they'd be like I was at an event with two guys, and I left, I came back, and one of the guys was like, did you see what just happened? I was like, no. He was like, this girl just tried to talk to me. I was like, oh God, these women are bold. I said, well, what did you say? He was like, she wasn't cute. And I said, I'll see her around. If somebody told me I'll see you around, that means I'm not cute. That means no.
Y'all all go sit down. Look,
that would mean I'm not cute.
No, absolutely not. That's not the case. Well, okay, so realistically, and let's just, guys come and talk to you on a regular basis, do they not?
Yes, they do.
Okay, and when they do, you're not interested. Some of them you're interested in, some of them you are not. Am I correct in that?
Pretty much most of them I'm not interested in.
Okay.
I would say also 9% of them I'm not interested in.
But also that's because of you and whatever's going on in your insides.
No, it's
you're
just because you're not interested.
Crazy. It's okay. It's okay.
You're just not interested.
Yep. I say that to say that yes, you might not be interested, but it doesn't mean that they're unattractive.
Right. That's true.
And so that's the part where I'm like, what?
Men are different, but men are different because if they're not with anybody and they say no, it means that they think you're unattractive.
See, that's what you get. That's what you get for being paused like that. Ma'am, that's absolutely not, that's not true. Guys actually have feelings. And some of them aren't attracted to everyone. You think the men just want to sleep with every single thing? Like, some guys think some beautiful women are like, they're attractive, but I wouldn't sleep with them. Guys have standards. Did you know that?
I did not know guys have standards. I thought that they would sleep with anybody who approached them.
Go sit down by yourself in a corner.
This is the reason. This is the reason why I don't know. I don't know anything about men. But here's what I will tell you. This 5 years that I've been single, and I'm so grateful to God that I didn't jump into a relationship out as soon as I got out of my marriage. Did I want to? Absolutely, because when you're with somebody for so long, you're used to being with a person and you kind of just want to be with the person. God said, no, it's time for you to sit down. And I'm grateful because in this 5 years, I really got to know myself. I really got to see what I like. I'm enjoying it. I have peace. And when you come from a world of chaos and you jump into more chaos, and it becomes normal for you. And so when you don't have chaos in your life, you're not going to tolerate chaos. You ain't gonna want it. You're gonna want that peace, right? So it's been really great because also I've learned about men. Again, you think about I'm with one person for 30 years and I don't know anything about any other man. And so I got a chance to kind of study. Okay, this is how they are, this is how they respond. And so I wasn't ready because I didn't have that mindset. I didn't have that mentality. So I will say that. So my friend Jason, he called me. He texted me the other day, and he says, "What are you looking for in a man?" And I'm like, "It's for an experiment or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, well, how do you quantify this or whatever? What are you saying?" So I called him up, and by the way, he and I talked last night for a couple of hours too. But he was like, "What are you looking for in a man?" And then I called him up and I was like, "Well, what do you mean? Are you talking about qualities? Are you talking about characteristics? Are you talking about looks? Like, what exactly are you talking about?" And what he went on to say, and this is what I found interesting, April, is that he said that when we were born, and he's a little bit older than me, he said that they, based upon when we were born, they knew how many houses to buy. They knew, how many houses to build, how many mattresses to make, how many, all this stuff, right? Because based on when you were born, the average age that you were going to purchase your home, when you were going to get married, all those things, they kind of knew. They were able to predict, and they were able, the analysis, they were able to kind of prepare for that. But today is totally different. So you have your Gen Zs, like they're not even getting married. And he also mentioned to me that in, what did he say, China and Italy, like they're on the brink of collapse because people just aren't dating, right? They're not procreating. And so then he said, but here's the thing, people aren't dating anymore either. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Because I was telling him I'm not really dating, but here's what I'm looking for. And I just feel like it, when it happens, it will happen, and it will happen. But I'm not like, I'm more focused on my work. I'm not really focused on that. But if it comes, it's cool. Look, I'm open. I welcome that. I'm open. I would love to be in a relationship, but that's not my focus, right? Great if it happens. I don't not want it to happen. I'm not going to say if it don't happen, it don't happen. I'm not content being single for the rest of my life. I'm open to it, but I'm not pressed about it. So he said a lot of people aren't dating. And somebody in the beginning said, people always say this on the internet, but he said statistically, people aren't dating. And I'm like, well, yeah, what I've seen is there are a lot of single women. And here's the thing that I see a lot of podcasters say. They say, women, they think that women are constantly looking for companionship. They think that women are constantly looking to be in relationships with men. And if they aren't, then they somehow lose value. And I beg to differ, and a lot of women beg to differ. We're happy by ourselves. We drinking our water, we going on vacation, we're hanging out with our friends, and we're enjoying life. We're enjoying our family. We're doing things. We have other things that occupy our lives, right? And so I said, that's the reason why women aren't really dating, is because there's really no need. And he said, but men aren't dating either. I said, what do you mean they're not dating? I thought men were dating too. He said, no. He said, it's too much effort. People think it's too much effort to date. With everything that's going on, I said, well, are people having sex? He said, men are. But a lot of times, the women aren't, they're just like, we ain't doing it. That. Yeah, we're celibate, whatever. So I thought that was fascinating because I just thought, it was me that wasn't really actively dating, because it is a lot of effort. You do have to do all of these things. You got to get out the house. It has to be somebody that you want to get out the house to spend time with. I have not met anybody, too many people, I'll say, that I want to get out of my warm house to go spend an hour with. I just don't want to do it.
She's like, unless I've birthed them, there's no reason for me to leave this house to hang out with any guy.
I have not met anybody that I want to leave this nice warm house for. So I just thought that was interesting that he said people aren't dating, both men and women. But he said last night, he said it wasn't that they didn't desire it, it was just too much effort. And so what I want to know is that your experience? Are you guys noticing? Because what I notice is my girlfriends, the single ones at least, everybody's cool. Ain't nobody like hard up for a man. It's not the thing where we gotta be with a man, and that is our self-worth is.
That's also a man's mentality, unfortunately. And sorry to say, but a man's mentality is what is put out there the most. I know this is really not the same topic or whatever the case is, but I want to make a point. Erectile dysfunction versus menopause. Both of them happen because of some type of hormone deficiency, but yet erectile dysfunction has always been at the forefront. It's because it's what a man thinks. It's what a man needs versus what a woman needs. Do you get what I'm saying? Now that women are like
saying what's put out there is about what a man's perspective.
There you go, man's perspective. Thank you. So if a man thinks it, then it is. Men are like, now you got a lot of men who are walking around saying, I'm the prize, I'm the prize, I'm the prize, when that hasn't been the case.
Let me tell you. So I was at Jason's house the week before last, right? So not his house. So
you going to tell this story?
Yes. So I'm at Jason's. He's having a Christmas party, New Year's party, whatever, after Christmas, whatever. No, before Christmas. I don't know.
It's before.
Before.
I think it was before Christmas.
Yeah. So we're over there, and we're at his. So it's only like 7 or 8 people in this room. And so we're having a spirited conversation. And Jason, he's very rich, he's very wealthy. He's talking about, men have these 53 options to women's one. He's an analyst. He's a finance guy, he's an attorney, and he's an analyst. And what he's studied and researched was that men have 53 options to a woman's one. He's like, we can go 15 years up or 15 years down. We have this, we have that. My thing is, I don't need.
Hold on. Here's the part. A woman can go 15 years up or 15 years down. Here's the difference. A woman does not want to go 15 years up, and a woman doesn't want to go 15 years down. Like, right. We have the same. That's why it makes my ass itch, because we have all the same options, all of them. Women, there's a woman that I just saw recently on the social media. This bitch was 70 years old and gave life. Okay, body was bodying, face was facing, and her hair, like you could see she had gray hair, but it was like, I would like to have gray hair like her gray hair. Like, this woman was amazingly beautiful, stunning, and she was 70, right? Women nowadays are like, listen, I'm going to take better care of myself. Life is not over.
Are living longer.
Women who are single are living longer. And I'm just going to...
And men who are married statistically live longer.
Live longer. That's correct. The funny part is, y'all, I'm married. I love my husband. I don't plan on going anywhere. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll go first. Let's hope not. Whatever. But just in general, like, when you look at your options, women have more options than they ever had in their past. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to say, but I look at my mother's generation, and beautiful women, beautiful. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times they just let themselves go. You'd see them when they were 40 and they look like they were 80.
My mama had mad options. My mama was outside.
Okay, your mama's a little different. But I'm just saying in general, like, I looked at a lot of pictures of people who were in their 40s back when my mother was in her 40s. And I'm like, what were they wearing? Why did they look so much older? It was because everything had fallen on them. It's not like that anymore. Like, now we have options. We make money. We are doing it. We can and will do it on our own. We'll find a way to make life work for us. So one thing that I don't like is exactly what old boy said. They have 56 options?
53 options.
53 options to our one. Go sit all the way down, because you clearly don't know women. You know what I mean? Women have, just like he said, or whoever was saying that you have these women who are practicing celibacy. They're practicing celibacy because they want to. Trust me. this is one thing that just does bother me, that I've seen so many very unattractive people that I'm like, damn, you did sex to her? Like this, she's walking around pregnant and she, you know what I'm saying? So the most unattractive people, women, the most unattractive women are able to get peen. So sit down.
It's not that they're not able to. I think,
options.
wait a minute. It's not that they're not able to get penis. The issue is they don't want to because the headache.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We're saying the same thing.
Oh, okay.
But because your friend was saying we only have one option.
That's what he said.
And that's my point. Sit down. That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, you're saying everybody has options.
Everybody has options. Men have options. Women have options. We can go wherever we want to.
That's what I was saying. I was like, listen, I don't have a problem attracting men. That has never been an issue for me. And of course, Constance, whatever. But we're having this conversation, right? So we're going back.
True also, Mr. Big Mac, considering the fact that nowadays, which also grinds my gears and butters my bread, is that women are asking men nowadays to get married. I don't like that because I'm more traditional in that, but women can go get married. Huh?
I would never.
I would never ask, but I'm just saying that it's an option nowadays. If a woman wants to get married, she could be like, here's your ring. I want you to marry me. It's done.
That's dumb as shit.
So sorry to say, but it's an option. It does, if we agree with it or don't agree with it.
And that's not everybody's desire. Y'all act like the end all be all for women is that they want to get married.
It was nothing. I never desired to get married until I met the man that I'm married to. You could not pay me all the money in the world to marry any human. And then I meet this man and I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, so it's going to have to be one of them situations. Okay, so after I got a divorce, if you would have asked me if I would have got married, what did I say? Absolutely not. No. Today, I won't say absolutely not. I'm open. I'm open. And when I would say the commitment word, I would go like that was a scary word. Like I just want a Tuesday. I don't want a commitment. So I did profess that I just wanted a Tuesday. I don't want you to be all up in my business, all up in my space. Let's hang out on a Tuesday. You might text me on Friday. We hook back up on Monday. Hey, what we doing on Tuesday? And we connect on Tuesday. That's kind of.
And that would make sense. But then I had asked her a question, y'all. I was like, hey, girl, what if you met yourself a Tuesday and you was like, oh, I just love having my Tuesday on Tuesdays. But you know what? It's Thursday and I would love to have some Tuesday on a Thursday. And what if he was like, oh, no, honey, I'm with my Thursday. How would you feel? She's like, oh, no, he's not allowed to have a Thursday. Go sit down. You can have a Tuesday all day long.
We're both very busy people. And so we both
sit all the way down, because if you're allowed to have a Tuesday, he's allowed to have a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Sunday, Monday. He can have any of the things. And you should be able to have whatever days of the week you want. He's your Tuesday, but you can also have a Thursday.
I only want him and on a Tuesday.
Then that's your man. And so unfortunately, that's not how Tuesdays work. You need to date more.
So let me finish my story about being at Jason's house. So we're having a spirited conversation. And my thing is, first of all, we all can get somebody. Everybody can get somebody. Like you might have, there's this whole idea of 9 women to 1 man. It might be 9 women to 1 man, but 8 of them are trash. So it's not like you really got that many options, right? And, and so for me, I feel like I'm a good woman and I will add value to a man. And then he said something about men are the prize. And when you talk about grinding your gears, April, when men say I am the prize, that is the most feminine thing that I ever heard. If you think you are a prize, I was talking to Nomalanga. She lives in Botswana, and Nomalanga said that men have to pay thousands of dollars of a dowry to marry these women because they put women on a pedestal. And when I look statistically in this country, we have the biggest disparity in terms of like men versus women ratio, right? So white communities like 50% men, 50% women, Asians slightly higher, women to man ratio, Hispanic slightly higher. But for Black people, we have the highest gap. So it's 48% men to 52% women. That's pretty big. So the woman to man ratio is really wide comparatively speaking. And then on top of that, you have mass incarceration that's affected our community. You have, homosexuality that's affected our ability to connect with men. And so then it shrinks the pool a little bit further. But you have to approach it, I think, with an abundance mindset and not a scarcity mindset. We have to think that we are valuable, that we do add value. So I'm saying this, right? We're having a spirited conversation. And one of the guys said, you're never going to get a man because here you are competing with all these men up in here. And I said, if you're a beta man, just say it. And he got offended. I'm not a beta. And his girlfriend got offended. He's not a beta man. If you think me defending women and I'm having a good time. And actually he kind of ruined, like at that point, I was just like, I'm ready to fucking go because I'm here having a glass of wine. We're having a good conversation. And he said, I'm never going to get a man because I'm competing because I'm speaking up. And that's another thing is men don't want women to speak up. And I can never be silenced. You're not going to make me sit down in the corner and not say nothing. Now, I will say this. When I was married and we would have our couples friends and they would get together and they would all be debating, girl, I would be off somewhere in the corner. I wouldn't even be engaging. I don't do that all the time. But sometimes when I want to, I can hold my own. But I'm not the one that's going to be, because I talk on here all the time. I'm really an introvert. I don't be doing all that. But I'm having a good time. And because listen, if you're the prize, this is what I told him, then I might as well give you a tampon every 28 days because really you're a bitch if you say you're a prize. That's how I feel about anything prize.
But I think that we're both the prize. I see, and that's how I see it. I think, and there are ways for a man to be a prize, but do not think that you are the prize.
They do, because I have three choices.
That angers me to my core. I'm the prize. You sit your prize-filled ass down, okay? Absolutely, you can be a prize. You can. I promise you. Every time I go to a fair, there's something that I want to win. And it's usually really, really itty bitty. And I got to pay a whole bunch of money to get it. No, honey. You are a prize, not the prize. Please sit down.
I just do not subscribe to the idea that men are the prize. And I will say we're both, like, if we add value to each other, we're both the prize. But men have this really feminine language around saying that they're the prize, and I think so I'm always revert back to white supremacy, because Black people, we have been a social experiment since the inception of this country. And so what's happened is you have, again, this disparity between men and women, and then you have the mass incarceration on top of that. You have folks killing each other, so we have more women than men, and there's a scarcity and lack versus abundance. Men operate from abundance, women operate from scarcity. And so what happens is a lot of women settle for anything. Oh yeah, he hasn't called me in 3 days. He doesn't come home, at night. Okay. I don't want to rock the boat because I just want a man for the sake of having a man. But, men are like, hey, she don't work out, next bus in 15 minutes. And I think that's the problem. And that's the reason why they operate in this way, that they're the prize, is because they have an abundant mindset and we have a scarcity mindset.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, one thing that you said, we were talking the other day, April, and you said you were talking about a friend and you were like, I really like this guy for her. And you were like, this guy is somebody that I think she's dating because she likes him, because she normally dates people that she don't really like.
I don't like.
That she doesn't like. You just said something to the fact that she dates people just to pass the time, or like she knows that they're not the one. So let me ask you guys in the audience.
I don't know if I said that.
What did you say?
I don't remember, but I know that she dates people I don't like.
It was something to the fact that, like, she's just dating them to be dating them, but not like she thinks it's going anywhere, or like it's kind of like she's just taking up time.
No, I didn't say that. I know I don't remember, but I know I wouldn't have said that. But she
So
definitely. So
what
she's
would you,
dated people that I hate, that I don't feel add value to her, and then she meets somebody that I feel adds value to her.
or would you say she was dating people that she knew that she wasn't gonna, that she was kind of wasting time with?
So I don't think like the most recent person that I really can't stand. I don't think that she was dating him to just pass time. I really do believe that that she felt that it was going to go somewhere, and I honestly believe, because I know how she is. Like she's a very strong person. You know what I mean? And I don't think that she felt that it wasn't going truly going to go anywhere. I feel like he probably put it in her, kept putting on her like I'm going to change, and things are going to change, and I'm going to be this person who's going to be here for you.
Okay.
That's what,
So
that's
okay.
what I can believe.
All right.
That's,
Okay. Whatever. We don't, nobody knows her. But here's my point. And what I got from our conversation is that people, and it may not be her, April, but people are dating people that they know is not going anywhere, and that they're just kind of passing the time with. There are people out there that do that. And so for me, that was also eye-opening, that people are out here just dating people. Like, and me and my daughter talk about it all the time, because I'm like, damn, they booed up. And she's like, Mom, they're settling. You know, people settle for people just to be in a relationship, right? Maybe that's the word. People settle for people to be in a relationship. And I couldn't imagine wasting my time with someone who I know that I'm not going to be with, that I feel like I'm settling for, because I feel like that they're in the way, because my person is out there.
look at it. Where I agree with you, I agree with you wholeheartedly. There's so many people who don't, who have low self-esteem. That's why I'm like, it's not her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she definitely don't have low self-esteem. But there are a lot of people that I see that I know personally, and I'm like, why are you with this person? Like, what has this person done to you and for you to make you feel like this is your forever person, or even your right now person? And that's something I just do not understand, how you can be with someone who does not add an ounce of value to your life. You don't smile when you're around them. You don't light up when the person comes home. I'm like, if I don't light up, and I learned that from my previous relationship. Before I got with my husband, I was in one of those relationships. I'll be blunt in saying he was 100% not the right person for me. I really did for a short time. I thought I was in love with this person. But I never once lit up. I didn't get excited when he came home. When I went home and he was home, I would sit in my car for hours and just look at my phone. When we broke up, I realized how heavy that weight of him was in my life, right? And so getting with the person that I'm with now, he makes my ass itch all the time. Like, he gets on my last and final nerve. We get in arguments. When this man comes home from work, I'm like, oh my gosh, my husband's home. Let me run to the door with a level of excitement that's unmatched, because I love this man so much. And I never thought that I would experience that. So I'm like, I would never want to get in a relationship with someone unless I had that or beyond. And I don't even know what beyond would look like. You know what I'm saying? And we've been together almost 10 years, and I still have those feelings.
I love that for you.
100%.
Beautiful thing. That's gold. That's gold. That is a blessing.
It is a blessing. But what I can't stand is when people are like, my husband's here. The old ball and chain. What the hell? Why are you together?
You're speaking that negativity over your relationship. And I want my relationship to be an optimal relationship. But you know what Deborah Will Win said? My peace is too valuable.
That part.
Being single for 5 years has shown me that I could be by myself. I know what I want. Yo, I have traveled by myself. I go to concerts by myself. I go to festivals by myself. I do self-care days by myself. And people think again, you look at these influencers online and they like, you don't really want to do that. You really want to be with a man. No, not necessarily. No, I'm okay because my peace is too valuable. Listen, I'm looking at a squirrel right now. I'm looking at the golf course right over there.
Wait,
People
are there trees? Are there trees?
there are so many trees and there are deer. And for me, that piece is like all I gotta do is go, this is beautiful. And I'm good on a piece. So if it's something chaotic that disrupts that, I don't want it. But see, me having to sit by myself for a little bit, it made me appreciate the piece even more. You know what I mean? I love cuddling too, though. I love cuddling too. But shit, because let me tell you something. I will say this. When I go to bed at night, I'll be like, oh, this is so great. I got this bed to myself. I feel so good. I just got a shower, clean, breath smell good. I felt good. When I wake up, I'll be like, shit, ain't nobody next to me. I do be like, oh, this shit is for the birds. Like in the morning, but at night, I'd be like, this is wonderful. But I want to shift gears real quick because I know you got to get up out of here. I want to get your.
Can we real quick before you go? Before you change it, this part I wanted to point this out real quick. That is 100% true.
What?
That growing up, anytime you would see relationships, because one reason I never wanted to get married was because I never saw a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Now, there are two that I can say I saw, but I didn't really see, right? So anybody who knows me, y'all know I grew up in the DMV. My family's from Louisiana. I had an uncle and aunt, amazing relationship, and my grandparents on my dad's side, amazing relationship, right? I saw them, but I'm like, I don't know how true this is because I would only see them during the summer months or the, winter vacation. So I'm like, is this fake? Is this real? I don't know what a real, true relationship looks like. My Uncle Walter, my Nanny Joe, and my mom and papa, when I tell you those humans, those people made me think maybe there's a possibility that marriage can work or relationships can work. Other than that, I've never seen anything healthy. I've always heard people say, it's all right. And they would always tell the woman, it's okay if he cheats. That doesn't mean he doesn't love you. That just means blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't want that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to stay miserable in a relationship just because it makes you feel better. That's what we've been taught as women is that we have to make everyone else feel comfortable in our discomfort. And I don't think that is that should no longer be acceptable. And I actually would say that's one of the reasons that when it comes to what you're about to talk about, the woman has to change so much of herself just to make the congregation feel more comfortable. But go ahead, Constance. What were you about to say?
Well, let's talk about it. So I was going to say something else, but since you went ahead and rolled that out,
oh, my bad.
No, it's good. I do want to ask the folks in the audience, what do you guys think about this? Because there's this big controversy, and if you've been hiding under a rock, Jamal Bryant and his wife, Carrie, I forget. They recently went to a gala, and she wore this dress. This was a flesh color. You still kind of see it.
No, you left.
Oh,
Constance?
Yeah, you couldn't hear me?
No, you left. And
okay. Let me say this. So this was a flesh colored dress, right? Mm-hmm. And so let me see. So can you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it basically looks like she's nude because the material underneath is the same color as her skin. So it gives the appearance that she's nude, and the only things that are covered are her coochie and her titties. So with that, there was a lot of controversy because Jamal Bryant is a mega pastor. He has a big church. She's the first lady. And he came out. Oh, I wish we had the sermon. he came out and said, he addressed, he was actually even on Tamron Hall. They addressed this whole idea of this dress and not being a big deal. And he's talking about out of shape pastors over here talking about his wife. And then there was a pastor, I don't know where he was from, but he said that she looked like a $2 whore. And and then so Jamal Bryant was like, I bought her that dress. And so the question is that people have is, why would you present your wife to the world in that way? So I want to know, the people in the audience, what do you think? Do you think that is appropriate for a first lady to wear?
Absolutely.
All right, April, why do you think it's appropriate?
Because she wasn't naked. And anyone who saw the dress, and looking at the dress right here, you can clearly see that it's flesh tone. It doesn't look like, it looks like a regular flesh tone dress. I don't understand why it even matters that much. And it's funny because a friend of, a very close friend of mine was saying, you're not, when you're the pastor's wife or the pastor's spouse, you need to dress accordingly. And the way I see it is, if in church they tell you to come as you are, then why can't the pastor's wife come as she is? Like, I could see if she was naked and you could see like her areola. I could see if you could see some coochie hair. I could see if you could see like an ass crack or something like that. I don't have a problem with this dress at all. So if the dress was completely black, would it be a problem? It's just because there's flesh tone behind it. That's the only issue that everybody has. If it was a completely black dress, no one would say anything.
So it's funny because I'm looking at the comments and the men are saying that it was inappropriate and the women are saying that they're okay with it.
It's the same thing that I keep saying. The reason that it becomes a big deal is because of the perspective of a man.
Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's a perspective of a man. And I respect her. I've enjoyed listening to her. I think she's articulate. I think she's smart. I think, I love Jamal Bryant. I've, had to speak in different places with him. I've even interviewed him before, and I respect both of them. But I think this was a miss because she said on Tamron Hall show, well, there's no handbook on how to be a first lady. The handbook is in the Bible, and the Bible speaks of modesty. So if you are a true follower of the Bible, you also know to whom much is given, much is required. It also talks about in the Bible, it's not just about come as you are, but it also talks about if you can cause somebody else to stumble by your walk, then that is wrong. And I think people are afraid to speak up because Jamal Bryant has went off on everybody. He's declared war on people who have a differing of opinion. But this lady clearly looks like she's naked. This doesn't look like, even if this flesh tone, it gives the appearance that she's nude. And I'm not here to condemn her at all, but I'm saying as a first lady, there are standards in the church. And if we stop having standards, for little girls and young women, this is not appropriate. It's not appropriate for anybody. In fact, Cheyenne Bryant wore a dress at the Jeezy concert, something like this. It was a green dress. And I was like, damn, I really respected her. And I think it takes away from her messaging. I think women want to be so liberated and so free to do what they want to do, but we also should have standards. I wouldn't wear it, but I can't wear it. I can't, my body don't look like that. But I just think that there's just a level of dignity that we have to have. I'm somebody's mama. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to dress like that. Young girls look up to me. I'm not going to dress like that. I'm not going to be totally modest. Now, I do have a very curvaceous shape. I have a big ass, and I do wear clothes that are fitting, which may be construed as, a little, provocative sometimes because, people looking at all of that because I do have all of that. But, I can't help it. You're not going to see my titties hanging out. You ain't going to see my coochie hanging out. And I think that's the difference. So I don't think it's appropriate as a woman of God, as anybody in the church, nobody that says that proclaim that they are people of God, and especially people in ministry, should be wearing anything like that.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
Let's go to the comments.
But you have to go all the way up because the comments have changed from it's not a big deal to I don't see the issue to I have an issue. So go all the way up. All the way up.
Oh, let me see. So Deborah Woodwin said,
Hey,
"I
go
love."
back to my Aprillism.
Wait, let's go back to the Aprillism. Exactly. Toxicity makes my booty itch, in the words of Aprillism. Nothing wrong with the dress. The fact that she wore it, period. I love the dress. Blasphemy. Dr. Carrie rocked it. She looks like a black Barbie.
She
Dr.
does.
Paul is a fashionista. The pastor was well, okay. That's not becoming of leaders at the church. Very inappropriate. She's gorgeous and looks gorgeous. They just mad that they can't do it. They're more mad about her shape than anything. Okay. Please, people have worn ugly and less clothing and have been praised for it. Ugly clothing is different than revealing clothing to me. That's totally different.
I'm saying that, but there've been less clothing. You also have to add the less clothing.
Ugly clothing is subjective because for the person that's wearing it, she didn't say it less. She said ugly clothing.
No, it says people have worn ugly and less clothing.
Okay.
And I have seen that. I've seen what people
Wait. What first lady has worn ugly and less clothing? And
well, I'll say entertainers. There have been entertainers who are
She's the first lady of a church. The dress is beautiful, but you still have standards. If a stripper comes to church, it will be judged. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a quick story real quick. So I'm from the Bay Area, and we used to go to Walter Hawkins Church on Saturday nights, right? And it was so cool. They would have musicals. This is when they used to have the midnight musicals. If you're a church person, you know, if you know, you know. So they would have midnight musicals, and we would go. And so there was a lot of homosexuals at the church, hella homosexuals, and they had prayer time. And this one guy walked up to the altar. Remember those pants that Prince wore with the booty cut out? This man walked up to the front of the church for prayer.
He has some sexy butt out jeans.
Yes. So let me ask you that.
You have a hairy booty.
Let me ask you, is that appropriate to wear to church?
No, but his ass was actually out. Her ass is actually not out.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, where that would, if this was an actual see-through dress and that was completely mesh and lace, yes, I would have an issue with it. I would.
Okay.
But if it was a completely black dress, would anyone have an issue with it? It's because of where your mind goes. And that's where the problem lies. The problem lies in your mind, not hers. If it was a completely black dress, nobody would say anything.
Exactly. Because it wouldn't look, it's the appearance. Big Mac said it's the optics. Double A said the Bible also says not to judge. You judge those who are in a position. You can judge those people. You don't judge the outside people, but the people are called to a certain standard. So yet ye therefore can judge. So that is actually biblical.
Does it say ye therefore can judge? Does it say that? What is it? Do the right thing.
Exactly. Those who are called and who are inside and are people of God, they should be judged. Absolutely. Somebody pull up the scripture for me.
Somebody pull up a scripture and quote it. That was in Do the Right Thing 1-2.
If it was totally black, we would not have this conversation. It's how it's gathered at her lower private area that causes concern. It looks like her panties. Yeah. My first lady says, I'm not your average first lady. Okay. Mary have been covered, but you saw their curves and the people tore them up. True that. In the Bible, it says dress modestly. It does.
Where does it say that in the Bible? Show me the Bible verse.
It talks about it. Beautiful dress, not appropriate for a first lady at a UNCF gala. Maybe wear it somewhere more private. She also has a ministry guiding women. Yeah, man. That's what I think. Why are folks so upset? I'm not upset. It's just my opinion. And only in black community, we go ham and cheese about the wrong things. They raise. See, that is not the point. It's not the point that they raised 4.5. This was a distraction to the fact that they raised $4.5 million. Y'all are putting that. That's what Jamal Bryant used as an excuse. But that's not the point. The point is this was a distraction. She's a first lady. Two things could be true at the same time. Yes, they raised $4.5 million. They probably always raised $4.5 million. Is that anything new? But have they ever had a first lady that came in there who looked like she was naked? No.
Giselle couldn't dress.
Would Michelle Obama have worn it? No. They did that same thing to Erica Campbell. It really depends on what her standards are and how she's choosing to integrate biblical principles and who she is as an individual. Different generations do different things, but the Bible hasn't changed. It was her body because she was in a white dress. Too many people make excuses for nonsense. As long as it's women doing it, it's what it is. Yes, April, she was not at a church. She still represents the church. I have a few pieces like her dress, and I've worn it to church. You're wearing flesh colored dresses to church? You ain't got no man yet, girl? Deborah, you ain't got no man yet? Shit. You doing the wrong thing. And only the women in the church was cheering. The men were sitting down quiet. Probably. I agree. Off topic, knowing king of AI is Bible. What? I don't even know what you're talking about. A lot of these gospel or Christian entertainers are wearing clothes to right and revealing too much cleavage. They're not a rapper or stripper, should be more modest. The scripture "come as you are" is often taken out of context. It was a gala. They raised $4.5 million. What about that? I can't believe we're debating this. Not Prince attire showing the booty. Yeah, man.
Really me.
So, I mean, again, that's, these are our personal opinions, and I don't agree with it, but I'm not condemning the woman. Again, it doesn't take anything away from her intellect. No. Does it take something away from her ministry? I think it does. I think it does. And, I always have the saying, church Negroes be the worst Negroes. It's like, just seeing behind the black curtain, because I've been in church my whole life, and seeing behind the black curtain and being around all that stuff, that people are just people. And I don't necessarily agree with all things of the church, but I do believe if you're going to represent a thing and the thing says a thing, then you should represent that thing. I don't claim to represent the church. So if I want to wear that dress with all my rolls hanging out, I can do it because I'm not a first lady. But if a first lady, I think there's just a different set of standards for people who call themselves first ladies, or people even who have ministry. You don't even have to be a first lady, but if you are in ministry and you are, guiding somebody, like, here's the thing. We have Net 7 Collective, right, April? And so before we start our meetings, I take me pouring into them so seriously. So before I start the meetings, I'll have, for 30 minutes before that, I'll have prayed, I'll have meditated, I'll get myself in the zone so that I could pour into people. Because I take what I say to these women so seriously. I take that and I need them to be able to receive it. And I think that with her position, it messes up, maybe not for all people, but for some people. And the Bible says if you cause one to stray, you know what I'm saying? Jesus left 99 sheep and he went after the one. And so if you're causing people to stray away by your actions, then that's a problem. It's not about judging, but it's about how that affects other people, especially if you're in a position of authority and leadership. That's what I believe. I'm gonna let you in that one.
That's all I got. Okay. I think that someone, I don't remember who, but someone said that if it was someone else, a young woman walking in, pretty much half dressed, older women would have something to say about it, something like that.
They do.
Well, I was about to say, I'm that person. Hi, guilty, right? But that's if you physically walk in naked. I see people naked all the time, everywhere, in places that, and I'm gonna be blunt.
You ain't stepped your ass in the church in 30 years because if
I'm talking about just places. I
was gonna say the church will burn up as soon as your ass came in.
That is not true. I've been in the church once. I tried to sell one not too long ago. No, I knew God knew what he was doing when it came to me and like my size, right? Because if I had the banging body that I had back in the day, like, because you know how for some reason you don't believe that your body was as nice as it was until you get much older, and you're like, what the heck? What was I thinking? I thought I was so fat back in the day. No, I'm fat now. Anyway, I digress. If I could have that body, I would be walking around with pasties and dental floss. Y'all would be like, me.
And that will be totally okay because you are not a first lady.
But if I was the first lady, pasties and dental floss, it is what it is, because if I love my body, I love my body. But I look at, to the young lady's point or the person's point, Yes, I do. As times where I'll see someone who's wearing something that they really shouldn't wear, that doesn't go with their body type, that makes everyone, you can't focus on anything else but the fact that I see all your jelly rolls from top to bottom, left to right, up to down. I don't want to see all your
That
booty meat.
got nothing to do with that, April. You talking out the side
That's
of your
what she
mouth.
just said.
No,
Oh,
what the point at hand.
I'm saying that I would be that person to say something. That's my point. I would be the person to say something. If you're dressing for your body type, if you're dressing where I don't see your actual booty meat, which I didn't see for her, if I'm seeing, if I'm not uncomfortable, if what she has on doesn't make the world uncomfortable, but that made everybody uncomfortable, which I don't understand why. She wasn't naked. If it was a plain black dress, it would not make a difference.
But it
So,
wasn't a plain black dress because it gave the illusion. It gave the illusion that
and
she was
that
naked.
just shows, that goes to show that
And
everybody's
not pimping because
y'all.
nobody knew. Hold on, nobody knew that it was flesh tone until she said it. She
I
had to
know it's
tell
flesh
us.
tone. You can look at it and tell that that's not
didn't.
flesh tone.
I didn't. I didn't know it
Have
was
you
flesh tone
ever
until she
seen
said it.
flesh tone dresses?
No, I have, but I'm saying I thought that she was naked until she said it was flesh tone. It gives the illusion for your common people like me because I didn't know it was flesh tone until she said it was a flesh tone dress. I did not know it, and most people don't know it. That looked like she naked. It looked like she got something covering her coochie. It looked like she may have some pads over her titties, but it looks like everything else. Like them thighs is showing, that stomach is showing. That is all the same color as her skin. So I didn't know. It gives the illusion, the appearance that she's naked.
We'll go with
Absolutely.
that. Well, in
Absolutely.
conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, this evening again, Net Seven is having an event. Gentlemen, send your ladies. Ladies, send yourselves. This is something that is able to. It's life changing. Period. It's life changing. Just we'll leave it at that. My final words: if you need a house, make sure you call me.
How they
If you need a house, go to aprilfosterproperties.com. That's aprilfosterproperties.com. And as it relates to Constance Carter, if you need a home, if you need a mortgage, how do they get to you, Constance Carter?
go to constancecarter.com.
Yeah, go to
Or you can send me
constancecarter.com.
an email at constance@constancecarter.com. But listen, this year, I will say this, April. I'm gonna be transparent real quick. So in 2022, when I was going through my divorce, and I just abruptly dropped everything and moved to the DMV, I put everything to the side. I transitioned my business and I took a 2-year hiatus, right? I took a 2-year hiatus. I was like, I don't want to do real estate no more. And people would call me and they like, I need you to sell my house. And I'm like, absolutely not. And they're like, I'm way in DC. I'm selling a house still in California, right? I have a few VIP clients, but I was not doing it on the level that I was before. And plus, my team, I would actually refer all my stuff out to my team and allow them to do it. I wasn't out showing houses. But so for 2 years, I was like, I'm burnt out of real estate. And then last year, I kind of, started the team back up and was kind of, I have a team, about 20 agents in California, and I have a manager that kind of manages them. But I was still, kind of not really paying attention to the team that much. And I wasn't really focused on real estate. I was, I was doing a lot of stuff around the house. I was inside the house. So one of my goals in 2026 is to be more intentional about helping people with real estate, because I do know that what I have is so valuable, and I can really help people to put, be their wealth architect and put their wealth plan together through real estate. And I'm needed. I'm needed for our community. People need to know how to maneuver this. And there's not many people that are like me. So in 2026, I'm being more intentional. I am licensed in California, DC, Maryland, Virginia. And so if you're looking to buy or sell a house, shoot me a DM on any of the platforms at I am Constance Carter, or shoot me an email at constance@constancecarter.com. I definitely want to help put you guys in a position. I'm not necessarily going to be out here helping you buy, I'm helping you buy a house, but I'm not going to be showing you no houses. I don't do that at this stage in my life, but I will help you put your wealth plan together if you're in those areas, DC, Maryland, Virginia, or California. I can help you with that. And I can also help you with the lending piece. So I just wanted to put that out there in 2026. I plan to help more people with that part of their wealth strategy. April, I know you had a hard stop 25 minutes ago.
I did.
Yeah.
But I just sent our email addresses out. So make sure you guys you can hit us both up. We will make sure that you all are well taken care of in every way, shape, and form in every city, state, every city and state in the U.S. You're able to be helped one way or another. I will say this as it relates to Miss Constance Carter. She's actually helped push me a lot when it comes to real estate and everything that I do. She's pushed me to get my broker license because I was actually thinking, yeah, will I? But yeah, I think that she's helped a lot of people. She's helped me, and she can definitely help you. And when it comes to mortgages, let me tell you, this motherfucker here will make it happen.
I am really good at what I do.
No, she's amazing.
Really yeah, I sat down with a couple of VIP clients, and I was like, I am too good at this to not be able to help more people. I'm really good at it. If you sit down and talk to me, I'm really good at it. And like I said, there's certain things that I know I'm good at and certain things I know I'm not good at. I've been doing real estate 23, 24 years, and I'm really good at helping people to strategize and put their wealth plan together. So I want to help more people in 2026 be able to do that. April, I gotta go, but we also talked about having more sessions on here where we're really more focused on real estate.
On real estate, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna, go ahead.
Twice a month we'll be, at least twice a month we'll be up here talking to you all about something real estate related, where we can kind of give you some great nuggets that'll help you to get to where you need to get to as it relates to your real estate goals. Some of you have a goal of just owning a home for the first time. Some of you have a goal of purchasing. I saw someone who said they wanted to get an apartment complex. Someone said, some people always say, I want to have more than one door. Some people already have homes and you're looking to find other ways to grow your money and not blow your money. In the words of
Constance, if you blow your money, it ain't a damn thing funny.
Ain't a damn thing funny, y'all. So there's so many ways that real estate can actually change your life. And some of your families have homes that they're not doing anything with, and they're just, growing old and falling apart. And you can turn those into ways to make money. So that's something that we do need to talk about more, and we will be talking about, at least, like I said, twice a month. In addition, I wanted to add one more thing, Constance. For the people who live in Georgia, Georgia, South Carolina,
you were getting ready to say the Augusta.
I was going to say the Augusta area, but it's absolutely not, because Atlanta definitely is one of my top areas. I do something called Sip and Vision. And a lot of you all, we're into the new year, new me, all that crap. Stop. With the whole new year, new me, you need to make those changes and move forward very quickly. But some people need a little bit of help. And it's a vision board party on steroids. And so if you ladies, gentlemen, if you have an event coming up and you'd like to do a vision board segment, please let me know. I come with pretty much all of the supplies. The only thing I always ask is that you bring your own magazines. The price is actually pretty decent. So hit me up. I did put my email address in the chat. So make sure you all hit me up if you are interested and if you would like to have an event for yourself and your friends and family. So anything else, Constance, that you wanted to?
No, I was just looking at my text, and at 12 o'clock, you said 7 minutes. I just saw your text. You said 7 minutes, and we're
2 hours ago. Yeah.
Love y'all. We're going to see you next time. Same bad channel. We appreciate you. Love y'all.